Hi, everybody. It's Edward Zula. Wanted to make a little video today. I'm especially thinking of Matthew and Clarice and Shelley, who have asked me about doing something about developing your own abilities. I'm going to give you 3 tips today that are very, very basic for developing your abilities, and I will in the future do more sophisticated things, but these are the simplest things you can do. The first one is to start with the understanding, accept, embrace the fact that you do have a gift. You don't have to struggle to figure out in this moment what that gift is or to what extent you have the strength in a particular area or not, but just to know that you were born gifted and that at some point in your life, that muscle didn't get flexed. That muscle didn't get built up. You have moments here or there where you knew that person was going to call you. You knew that that person was going to be at the market. You were going to run into them, or you're thinking about someone, and then suddenly you hear some news about them, or there's all kinds of examples of things like this. You know you have a gift. You might dream of someone and then see them. You might dream of something and then it happens. You know you have a gift. You might go outside and notice something outside and it reminds you of something that's completely disconnected, and you think, why am I thinking of these 2 things? And boom, the connection is given to you later on. We all have the gift. So the first thing is accepting it, not being afraid of the fact that we do have it, and not pressuring yourself to be a wizard, for heaven's sakes. Just accepting. This also requires you to give yourself permission to not be hindered by whatever religious background or structure that you may have been raised with, and just be able to kind of set it aside because this is a different area of exploration. There is nothing, how many times are prophets and seers and healers mentioned in all of the religious material, all of the religious materials in every language and every faith. So setting that, what I wanted to call it a boundary, but setting that limitation aside is really, really important. Okay, and understanding that in fact they go very, very well together. Okay, give yourself that permission. The second thing that I want to share is you have to get yourself a journal. It doesn't matter whether it looks like this or whether it's something fancier like this, but what you want to do is you want to journal your dreams. When you wake up after having a dream that strikes you, you don't have to be aware that it's a psychic dream or that it's something that's going to happen in the future. You don't need to have that awareness, but just write down your dream. If you dream that you have, a motorcycle ride and you're going someplace, or you see somebody doing something, or whatever it is, I don't need to give examples, but write your dreams down. Okay, that's a really, really good exercise in connecting your consciousness with your unconsciousness, okay? And being able to look at the things and the symbols that come up in your dreams may not mean anything. That's fine. The next night, 2 days later, you go to the next page and you write down your dreams. But at some point, you look back on your dreams and you will perhaps see connections. You will see things that actually did come to pass. And those dreams, what I tend to do is on those where I write down dreams and things actually happen, I fold the corner of that page down so that I can get back to it when I'm looking for for that thing. Like I review my dream diary, and then I go, oh, this actually happened, or a version of this happened. I fold a little corner of that page down so that I can find it again later on. The other thing is something we used to do way back when I was a little tyke in school, when we all used these. This one is like purple, but they were always black and white, and marble notebooks they were called, and I think they still are. And halfway through it, you make a divider. Okay, so the first half is for your dreams. Okay, this is what you write your dreams in, and back here will actually be things that happen to you on a daily basis where you experience something that you would consider psychic, or where you had a knowing or clairvoyance or intuition about something. You had a feeling that something was going to happen, and then it comes to pass. So what you do is you write down what it was that you intuited and what exactly happened. So in the front you have your dreams, and in the back you have things that actually happen in your waking life that, for example, you think about someone and 10 minutes later they call you. That's what goes in this area. Okay? Make sure to date it. Put a time next to it. It's a good idea to date it and put a time next to it when it happened. Or the time you have the thought and then the time that the thing actually came to pass. It may not even be the same day. It may be a couple of days later. So you need to accept that you have a gift. You need to be okay with the fact that you have a gift and you don't exactly know what the extent of the gift is. Wherever you're at is perfectly fine. You have an opportunity to develop it. The second thing, well, of course, I also mentioned that you have to give yourself permission to not be limited by whatever religions you have been raised with, because they ultimately do fit together. And I can talk more about that if people want to know about that. That's fine. And finally, you need to have a dream journal and a journal on in the back of the dream journal. You write down the things that happen to you on a daily basis. I want to see if I can find my dream journal that's down here, because I tend to fill them up. I know I have one that's down here. Just give me a second. Oh, and that's the other thing. Dropping things is part of my life. Gravity is not my friend. So this is a dream journal that has been chewed up by more than one dog. I have all kinds of things in this dream journal. It's pretty full of stuff. But what I also do is when I dream, I do illustrations. If I can draw a picture of whatever it was in my dream, that's kind of, if something is weird, I would like to read you this is a little hard, but I'm going to read you. This is September 9th, 01. September 9th, 9901. I'm within appears to be a construction site standing between two buildings. A woman shows me a piece of paper I can't read. She's talking on a cell phone. A man in a hard hat walks by and says he lost his brother. He cries and I hug him and his hard hat falls to the ground. I notice a jackal chasing a cat, and then I am sitting on a friend's couch with another friend who asks if the cat by the building was hers, and all of the phones start ringing everywhere at the same time, almost like all over the world. And I wake up and my phone is actually ringing. At the bottom, I drew the two buildings and the jackal chasing the cat and the woman on the phone and me hugging the man with the hard hat. Now, that was 2 days before 9/11. And I did not realize that I had written that dream down on 9/11. It wasn't until probably a month later that I was looking through my dream journal and saw the date on that. And you can imagine that was pretty powerful for me, pretty intense. I also have dreams of very, very common dream that I have is broken suitcase handles with a broken suitcase. I'm sorry, suitcases with broken handle. That's like a recurring dream that I have, and sometimes it will come up right before a particular type of situation happens in my life. So I just want to encourage you to have your little dream journal. Yes, you can get something fancy, and that's if you want one that's chewed by a dog that hasn't been used yet, I have one for you. I have 5 or 6 new journals that have all been chomped. Not by Ollie, but by Solovino. For some reason, he just found the edges of books really good. Ollie couldn't chew a book corner if his life depended on it, poor guy. Anyway, so that's basically the beginning of how you start. And writing, impressions, things that actually happen, accepting that you have the gift, and surprise yourself. And this isn't necessarily anything you have to process with anybody else. The next time I talk about this, I will be giving you some exercises that you can do to start to develop your intuitive gifts. And I'm actually going to, as soon as this health crisis has passed, I'm going to resume doing classes to help people develop their gifts and find out which particular thing is their strongest gift. Some people turn out to be really, really good working with pendulums, and others use tarot cards. They find that they have a natural gift for tarot cards. Others find that they have a gift for touch, where they touch something, it's psychometry, where they can touch something and pick up the residual energy in it. There's all kinds of possibilities for the gifts that you might have. Clairvoyance, of course, is knowing in advance that something is going to happen, which is why I like you to write. Okay, look, I love you. I want to say one more thing. What you see with me is what you get. Someone made a comment that my videos weren't very Polish. I know they meant polished, but I'm not Polish, but I know they're not polished. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not trying to monetize what I'm doing here. I'm simply sharing. And you want a polished video? I'm sure you can find one on that subject. Google YouTube. So that's basically it. What you see is what you get. I'm giving you what comes to me. Stream of consciousness always. That's why I repeat myself. I apologize. But I love you all. Thank you for your support. Remember, stay safe, social distance, wash your hands, wear your mask until we're told it's okay not to. And until then, I shall see you again very soon. Bye.